Well, if you're looking at me now, you must be on ukes.com. Enjoy. I think when we first started making records, the video was really exploding as an art form, and there was a lot of very creative people working in London at the time, and I think we were lucky. We just hooked up with some really good, really talented people, and they enjoyed working with us. We were kind of fun to work with. I think of fashion, we've always had our own sort of fashion sense. We've always thought a lot about the way the group should look. That came naturally to us, and you know, sometimes we would get involved in the direction of the video. Sometimes not. Sometimes we just let the people that we were working with interpret the songs, like "Hungry Like the Wolf," for instance, "Save a Prayer," the idea to go to Sri Lanka. Well, we're always looking for you know, interesting remix artists to work with, and Matt Helders came to us. Matt's the drummer from the Arctic Monkeys, and I'm not quite sure how it happened, but we had a phone call and said, you know, how would you like, you know, the drummer from the Arctic Monkeys to do a remix of Skin Divers? And we're like, sure, you know, let him. I mean, he's a great drummer. I love the Arctic Monkeys. I mean, he delivered something very different to what I expected, and I actually went back to him at one point and said, "Will you play some drums on it?" You know, which he did, and yeah, it's a good remix of the song. You know, I bought into the idea of being able to deal directly with the consumer. I liked that idea. I liked the idea that I could sell my music directly to people via the internet. But I found it to be very high maintenance, and you know, a lot of work was involved in keeping a web community, you know, together. I mean, obviously the internet has been a phenomenal. I mean, it's for everything, and for music, it's no exception. I mean, it's the amount of music that is available now for everybody is great for everybody that makes music. Well, I don't think I really have any fashion vision. You know, I came of age in the late 70s, and the 70s were a very exciting time for fashion and music, exemplified by the glam, you know, the costumes that were made for David Bowie and Freddie Mercury and Mick Jagger, and then towards the end of the 70s when Vivienne Westwood was designing for the Sex Pistols, and the Clash were, you know, painting their own clothes like Jackson Pollock, and it was just a phenomenal era for music and style together. So, you know, I came of age, I was a teenager through that era, and so, you know, starting my own band, you know, it was always going to be, we were always going to have a look. We were always going to be a sort of a thought out, conceptual look to the band. And as the band got rolling and we made one album, two album, three album, each time there was an album or a video, we'd reconsider, we'd think about what it was that we were wearing. And as the band became popular, it became really obvious that the look of the band, you know, was a big part of the band's appeal. Well, I never really knew Keith Haring, but Nick did, and Nick was telling me earlier today, about a time where he went with Keith Haring to Robert Mapplethorpe's studio one time. And Nick was really, I mean, he made a lot of friends in the New York artistic community. I think the first trip we made to New York, we were taken to Andy Warhol's factory, and I think like fresh meat, you know, I think every young English band that arrived in New York was taken on a silver platter to meet Andy Warhol. And Andy was very sweet, and you know, we knew him on and off for many years. Nick became very close to him, and consequently became very familiar with the New York artistic community. I think now the internet has taken over, you know, I think that's where the pop culture, you know, lives now. It lives on the internet. It lives everywhere. I love the way that the sun is. It must be creating some really extraordinary lighting effect on me right now. Why don't you stand a little bit more closer to the camera? Amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. Is it okay?